Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gent. I've got some airdrop updates for you, including some very timely airdrop claims. So let's get into it. Before we do, as always, just remember that nothing I say is financial advice. Please do your own research. I'm just a guy on YouTube. And if you like the content you see, hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. And if you want extra coaching, guidance, and support, I do have my paid services linked down below, so check those out too. So the first update is on a project called Fragmetric. This is a Solana-based project. I made one video and also did some updates on how you can get a good allocation for the FRAG token. Well, on June 26th, they announced that their checker page was live. In fact, if you were following me on Twitter, I shared a bit of the information they provided ahead of time, which includes Season 1's airdrop details. So 10% of the total token supply is allocated to Fragmetric users. You scroll up here, I believe they put the number of tokens. Yeah, so it was 1 billion FRAG tokens with an initial circulating supply of 202 million. So going back to the airdrop details, basically it's what we expected. If you accumulated F points, either by having FRAG assets or depositing them into DeFi protocols like Exponent, then you were good. If you did some community engagement like content creation, social media platforms like Drip and Discord, you can also get some allocation. And what was really nice was NFT holders, especially Mad Lads, which I tell you guys are like the blue chip NFT project on Sol. Well, they got a nice allocation as well, as long as you join their Discord and linked your wallet with Matrica, which is sort of that verification program. There's also the Topu NFT. So if you're holding that, you also got some allocations as long as you didn't list them on some NFT platforms. As you know, I took I think it was 0.5 Sol win instead of holding onto the NFT, which obviously has basically dropped to a very, very small amount after the snapshot was done. Good news for us too is Season 1's airdrop is fully unvested at launch, so we don't have to wait. So the Discord role and Mad Lab snapshot obviously was taken ahead of the announcement on June 23rd. The Topu and F Point snapshot was June 24th. The checker went live on June 26th, which was yesterday, and the claim window starts next week on July 1st, and it will last until August 1st. And all you have to do is go to airdrop.fragmetric.xyz. Now, one thing you should know is, well, or you're probably wondering, what about my assets in here? Should I farm Season 2? Well, there is going to be a Season 2. However, they haven't confirmed with 100% certainty that any activity before and after the snapshot, but before official Season 2 announcement, we're not certain if 100% of it will be counted towards Season 2. They're saying maybe. So you don't know. I'm personally done farming this one. So obviously you can go to your allocation checker, check your wallets. I got 8,364 FRAG tokens. If you go on the pre-market, you can actually see right now that we do have some selling ahead of time. So basically right now, the highest willing bidder is buying at 25 cents and the current willing seller is selling at 34 cents. I typically like to sell about 70 to 80% of my airdrop allocations on the pre-market as I hedge, because most of the time they go down. Even FRAG, if I got a good enough price, I would sell 100% of it. So far, I've sold 4,000 at 31 cents and 1,500 at 30 cents. I'll include a link to Whales Market if you want to check it out. I do think it's worthwhile checking this and seeing what the offers are and potentially cashing out of your airdrop early. Next update is on a claim that happened a couple days ago. So this is Magic Newton's token, the NEWT token. Basically, there were two claims. The first claim was if you sort of joined the portal and sort of did some activity on their website. So I sort of did that over here. So you can see I got some activity with some agents. You go to the airdrop tab, connect, continue, basically sort of confirm some stuff, and you find out what your allocation was. The other way is logging into your Kaito portal, right? So you click on airdrops. It should have a red tab here if you qualify for something, and you'd see sort of available to claim here. It was 638 NEWT. This was for staking Kaito. I had this equivalent amount on 3 different wallets. So I hit claim here, and sort of what you do is you get to see this, and boom, good to go. You connect your Twitter, you connect your wallet, and boom. Obviously, if you yapped about it, you got a bigger allocation. I didn't do that. Okay. Next update is on Humanity Protocol, which really did a poor job of executing. I left them a very negative review. They got slashed very hard on ethos, but money is money, so we claim it. And you begin your claim by visiting claims.fairdrops.com. Ironically, when you go there, for some reason, my browser thinks it's a phishing site now because of all the negative feedback they've gotten. But you hit enter, and the weird thing is you check your allocation. When you want to claim it, you can't. Why? Because for some weird reason, you need to have the token already before you claimed it on their chain, which was super confusing. Now, to do this in the cheapest and most efficient manner, you can use gas.zip. Gas.zip allows you to bypass sort of the Arbitrum bridge, which is actually horrible on the way back. You have to wait 6 days when bridging from Humanity back to Ethereum mainnet. So all you gotta do is buy some Humanity token on ETH mainnet. You can then send it over to the Humanity protocol through gas.zip. It costs a bit because of gas on Ethereum mainnet. One thing you should note, which was really stupid, is the team does not let you know how much H token you need. So when we were first trying to do this live, it kept failing because I would bridge like 10 or 20 H tokens. It just says not enough. And turns out when you do the transaction, there's a one-time fee of 250 H tokens. And obviously, kind of annoying, they didn't tell anyone. They shut their Discord down, which is why they had so many people upset with them. So I would recommend bridging 251 H tokens over, claiming, and then sort of sending over. Obviously, if you got like 300 H tokens, it may not be worth claiming. So check on the eligibility checker what it is and what the price of H is at the time. I did pre-sell a bunch of tokens on the MEXC pre-market sort of opportunity, but I'll make a video on that later, okay? Now, I will also include some of the details here so you have all the links. So all that stuff will be in the description below. Some of you have probably forgotten about the C token. I know it's sort of hard to remember, but let's be honest, this is something that likely will be a massive cash grab. OpenSea has been around forever. For those of you who farmed the Blur, Drop, or Tensor, you guys know how well the first iteration was. So I think it's prudent to try to gain as much experience as possible, given that the experience will convert to C token. I don't think it'll be massive, but I think so many people are just not caring enough. Now, obviously, when you look at some of these tasks, right? Oh, buy like a $50 NFT or something like that. Well, what you can do is you can actually go into the platform and you can find the NFT, but make sure that when you're doing that, you have like, can't see it right here, but you basically choose the project which has a top offer, which is close to your buy price. And there's a lot of NFTs like that. So I'll buy an NFT for like $9.50 and sell it for like $9.30 on base, right? Cost me 20 cents. And I get a bunch of XP. So go in here very often, go and check your rewards tab for the voyages and just do as many of this as possible. Gain that XP. People are just not taking advantage of it. I think you'll be very grateful you did later on. Speaking of other airdrops that have taken forever, Sonic. So Sonic airdrop, basically the season ended on June 18th, which was over a week ago. So now we're just waiting for the final Sybil stuff to be taken care of. And then we'll get to see what our allocation is. Remember, 25% is claimed immediately. The other 75% is vested. And obviously, you can choose to claim all of it right away. And then basically you burn the majority of it. You can see on the screen here, there's a table showing you what the burn amount is by time. So for the most part, it's not worth it to claim the rest right away, but we'll see. As I predicted weeks ago, the Sonic token would completely get crushed at any sort of negative news and not recover. And we've seen it go from 40 cents to the 20-cent range in the last 2 weeks. Also, if you have been farming DeFi Tuna, and this was basically, I put my stable coins in here. I made a video telling you guys how I did it and what I was doing for a couple weeks. Well, they did a snapshot. They're not wasting any time. And very soon in July, they'll be launching the Tuna token. Go to defituna.com/airdrop to check your allocation. I put like 5,000 in here for like 2 weeks. So 407 Tuna, That's fine with me. So just type in your wallet address and you're good to go. And finally, Desk, which is sort of perpetual DEX. You probably might not have heard about them, but I did cover them once talking about a partnership they had with Jumper Exchange. You just had to do like 3 tasks and it got you a shared portion of the airdrop. So even if you didn't use the perp DEX, I would recommend just go in here and just sign up, register, because honestly, what's the worst thing that can happen? You get 0, oh my God. So you may have qualified in ways you don't remember, but you won't get it if you don't go in here and register. You have until July 3rd to do so, and then July 22nd is when we can claim the airdrop. So I've already done it. Make sure you do it soon too. Remember, not financial advice. Well, that's pretty much it for this airdrop update. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you later.